Shinji Mikami once said that if Resident Evil 4 was ever ported to anything other than the GameCube, he would cut off his own head. And with that said, we're going to be playing the second time Resident Evil 4 was ported to PC, as well as every other console under the sun, on the ABZ channel. And of course, I am B. I'm Brandon, joined by A, who is
Alec,
and Z, who is
Zach.
And we're going to get into the best game ever made in some circles. I mean, it's definitely one of my favorite games, but, you know, it's kind of gone up and down over the years because this game has inspired so many other games that many argue that it's been vastly improved upon, which I kind of have mixed feelings about.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to the Resident Evil series, I would say that Resident Evil 4 is definitely high up there as one of my favorites, but I don't think anything will ever beat Resident Evil 2 Remake for me. It's just so fucking good.
That's fair. I keep going back and forth on it. I still think Resident Evil 2 Remake's probably my favorite, but 4 is so well paced. It has so much variety. It has so many just like... The pacing is just so incredible throughout this game. I mean, we can talk about the island stuff and all that when we get to it, but it's such a remarkable thing that this game has the amount of content it has packed into one game. So many set pieces, which is just a testament to its long development time, how many times it had to be restarted during development. But hey, they did it. They made a game that not only rejuvenated the series, it influenced games for years to come by, you know, as we see in this opening cutscene, throwing out the lore of Resident Evil entirely and just going, hey, let's just throw them in a different country for no reason.
6 years have passed since that horrendous incident.
I do not have as much experience with Resident Evil. In fact, I have committed the blasphemous sin of having never played Resident Evil 4. Well, okay, it's not that I never played Resident Evil 4. Back when this game was on PS2 at one point. So Shinji Mikami probably cut off his head at that point. I played it through PS2, got to the chainsaw guy, and turned off the PS2 and never touched it again.
And we're saying this just after Zach has completed the segment in Village where you're chased by the evil creepy thing at the bottom of the dollhouse, and Zach did that alone with the lights off. So I say he's probably earned someday doing a redemption playthrough of 4, but in the meantime, we're just going to do a simple, fun playthrough of a beloved game. Oh gosh, one of the best, most beautiful and strangest lines in this game. And this game's script is just, it's incredible. It's so off. And like, the problem is that 4, that would be that 5 and 6 would take themselves very seriously, and it ultimately just ended up ruining things for them in the long run. While 4, I mean, people argue whether or not 4 is intentionally cheesy or it's just that the script is bad. I think it's the latter, but I still think it's a really funny script because of the cheese, because of how the game just is willing to throw in anything, and also just because of, oh my goodness, the testosterone pumped into every single inch of this game. Leon is ultimate American tough man written by Japanese people.
Japanese people love their American tough guy.
They really do.
It's freezing. So cold all of a sudden.
Unfortunately, these Policia will not be singing Kumbaya by some Boy Scout bonfire.
Must be my imagination.
But then again, maybe they will.
Sorry it took so long.
God, I just absolutely love like Leon's one-liners in this game. They just make it so amazing for me. It's like what adds like so much charm to this game.
And of course, we're coming right off of playing a bit of Village, where Ethan is just the most uncharismatic protagonist ever. And Leon here, yeah, Leon is cheeseballs in this game, but he's so entertaining.
I mean, I can say at least with Ethan that some of his lines just make me laugh so hard because it's so stupid. Like there's one later on, like way later into RE8 where he says something to someone and it made me just bust out laughing because the way he said it.
Want to get any parking tickets?
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Jeez, who are these guys?
Did you say something?
Leon, I hope you can hear me.
Mei Ling, Hun again.
I'll be your support on this mission.
Oh my god.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older.
Okay, it's not fair to compare this directly to Metal Gear Solid's codec calls, because these are actual animated faces. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've heard that these are like the full 3D models, but of course you can only see the, like, what's it called, like the bust view, like just like their shoulders and up.
I mean, there's a video where someone removed the overlay, and yeah, it's literally just their models standing there with only their faces being animated.
Yeah, it's a usual technique for like 3D games like this.
I've never actually seen anyone go back and talk to them. I've never heard that line before.
I don't think I've heard that either.
Because Leon's such a pretty boy. Take our time here.
Yeah, in Welcome to Raccoon City, he's a hippie. Got long hair. Really threw me off. I did not expect that guy to be Leon, but I think he did a pretty good job.
I'm up and down. I really like a lot of the goofiness in Welcome to Raccoon City. I know a lot of RE fans hate that movie because it's as inaccurate to the games as it is accurate, but it was because of its inaccuracies that I enjoyed it, because it was like watching the movie as a fan, not being sure where it was going to go because it was changing up so much. But yeah, I'm definitely in the minority on that.
I will say I was not a fan of Chris and Claire being at the Umbrella Orphanage. First of all, I'm kind of getting tired of movies having to feel like they have to add all these extra connections. It's not even just specifically at Welcome to Raccoon City. I'm just like, I think Spider-Man 3, for example, spoiler alert, like Sandman, isn't it like Sandman is Uncle Ben's killer or something?
Yes, that's the big twist in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that one's just more impactful if it's just some guy. It's like Spider-Man, like, never really finds them.
Sorry to have bothered.
But no, you gotta put in those connections. But I think the other problem I have with it is that it feels like it doesn't really come back and mean anything. Like, Chris and Claire don't have, like, any real... what's the word? I don't know. It just feels like it doesn't pay off when they, like, see Birkin and kill him. Birkin says to Chris, like, oh, you're such a good, loyal boy, but... I feel like
they really rushed his character in that movie because they had to rush everything in that movie because they didn't have time to do anything.
Yeah.
I see it as a movie that's not really, like, as bad as I think I've heard other people say, but the fact that it tried to do RE1 and 2, really...
And 3, because it throws in Jill, too.
Understood.
I mean, Jill's in Resident Evil 1, so...
No, let's say, yeah, Jill's in Resident Evil 1.
I just mean because she's along for the ride throughout the bottom of Raccoon City and all the other stuff that happens in the movie. And the town doesn't explode until the end of 3, so they're kind of doing it. But of course, they don't have any of her stuff with Nemesis or whatever because she's with the rest of the team the whole time.
They also do a little bit of Code Veronica because that one film reel is like shot for shot a remake of that one film reel from Code Veronica.
See, I would have had no idea about that unless like Zach was watching it with me. Because I don't know like anything about Code Veronica.
At least until he plays it for the channel.
Yeah. Until I start playing it for the channel.
We will eventually play something other than Resident Evil, but goddamn it, Alec has to see at least a little bit of Code Veronica.
I do want to see a little bit of it. At least a little.
It's just...
Oh, come on. It's almost as if he heard the gunshot and he was worried for some reason.
Brandon, I'm going to start judging you on all of your gameplay now.
Shit.
I'm going to keep track of how many crows you missed. That's one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean... Oh god, I can't help it.
When I first played through this game, I helped that dog completely by accident because I was just walking through. I saw the button go up for like a split second. I reacted to it just fast enough and I saved the dog. If I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't have known that dog was there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like I just barely got it. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm saving this dog now. All right.
No, I mean, for me, it was always that where I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to help the dog, of course. Because, I mean, why wouldn't you? And I am genuinely curious what happens if you don't, but I'm not sure if anyone has actually discovered that because they probably don't want to not help the dog.
Yeah, even I would have helped the dog in that situation.
Wow, Zach.
The way you say that doesn't imply good things for you, Zach. In that situation, but in most other situations, I would have just left them there to suffer.
I know, I'm fine with dogs drowning and stuff, but you know, in a bear trap, that can't be comfortable.
And now we lose all our subscribers. Zach gets canceled on Twitter.
I was going to say, I always learn new and horrifying things about Zach.
That's what makes these Let's Plays so fun.
Yeah.
Learn to hate your friends, one part at a time.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, even if you target these guys, there's no reticle on them because, of course, they're all scripted. When I first played this game, this guy got me. Because you can just barely see him through that window, but as soon as you walk through there, he just jumps you.
Yeah, he definitely would have gotten me. I didn't even realize he was there.
I was say, did you notice about that? Because when I first tried to play this game, because I know whenever I first played this game, I recorded myself, and I was like, oh yeah, there's just a guy there at the window, and I just shot him through the window.
Yeah, some see it, some don't. How did I first experience this game? I first experienced this game through buying the Wii version at a GameStop probably in like 2007 or 8. And even though I was not of age yet to be buying M-rated games, the GameStop employee was so excited that I was buying Resident Evil 4, and he was hyping it up to me so much that he never asked my age, and he just forgot and gave me the game.
If only we had a GameStop employee that cool. I was of age to buy BioShock for Alec when we went to GameStop one day, but because the guy knew I was buying it for my younger brother, he wouldn't let me pay for it.
Yeah, because I accidentally went to get the game myself, thinking like, oh, it's fine, because I was so used to getting rated M games online, because you could just do that even if you're too young. So I just go up to get it, and then he's just like, oh, I can't sell this to you. And then Zach finished the rest of the story then, but yeah, it was just kind of annoying.
By the way, guys, look. Remember, Leon said, I hope you guys don't plan to sing Kumbaya by some Boy Scout bonfire, and look at that, a bonfire.
Oh, that was him. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, that's
No,
the police dude.
now that I look at it, it's like, oh my god, it's very obvious that it's him.
Yeah, I just didn't realize that Leon's bonfire line was actually prolific.
It's not really a Boy Scout bonfire because there's girls there too, but
That's true.
Yeah, the girls ruin it.
girls ruin everything.
I should mention that Zach and Alec never graduated elementary school, so they just see girls as icky.
Give cooties.
I mean, I've played this game so many times that the process of taking these guys down at times just feels like, you know, just doing a chore, just taking out the trash, just kick a knife, kick a knife.
Yeah, it's just routine.
Yep.
It's what happens when you start to get good at games.
What is being good at games? I wouldn't know.
I mean, I like to think I'm good at games sometimes, and then I play Elden Ring, and I'm just like, oh, am I actually good at games? I don't know.
I had the same thing when I played the first Dark Souls and pretty much all the Souls games. I'm like, you know, maybe I should just stop with these video game things. Maybe they're just not for me anymore.
Getting too old, our reflexes just aren't what they used to be.
Oh,
Ow.
okay, guys. You know what? For this playthrough, I'll do the fun way to do this.
Ah, okay. The thing that I completely missed doing when I first played this.
What are they planning?
Yeah, if you don't even go into that house, you never trigger this cutscene or this guy.
Shit. Son of a...
And I was happy to see the pushing barricades in front of windows and doors come back into Resident Evil Village, even though it's not really used that much.
Yeah. I would say because most of the time it's just like very specific locations because you're most of the time just moving on to location in Village. Which I mean, I guess you're also kind of doing it in RE4 as well, but
I think my favorite application of it was in the remake of Resident Evil 2, where you have to strategically put down the barricades because you don't know which windows the zombies are going to poke into.
oh
boy.
wow, that
was
chainsaw
lucky.
guy almost came in. Holy shit.
Yep. Okay, what am I looking at? Okay, 11 shots. And see, I know in the remake they're probably going to take away having to go to a menu to switch weapons because obviously that's not quite as intuitive. Uh-oh, no. Oh, god damn it.
Brandon, if you
Oh,
die, I
shit.
will laugh at you.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Taking down enemies looks satisfying in this game.
Holy shit, it is, yeah.
All the weapons feel so good. The sound impacts, the enemy reactions, the fact that no matter, depending on what part you shoot them, they react differently and can trigger different QTEs you can do to them. It's very satisfying combat. I mean, you guys may know more than me because this is the director of God Hand, which he did a number of years before Resident Evil 4.
Oh, God Hand was
yeah,
before
God
Resident Evil
Hand
4.
is like
I believe it
fucking
was,
amazing.
yes.
God Hand is amazing, yes.
And it is something I want to do for the channel at some point. I might have mentioned it before, but I do want to do that game.
I shouldn't have done that. Oh well.
Yeah, Bernie, what you doing? What are you doing?
Damn it. Excuse me, buddy. How do I want to play this? Because I need to make sure I can reload without him blowing my brains out.
Oh boy.
Oh, that was so close.
Wow.
You just gotta know how long those reload animations are. Okay, I got him.
You gotta know the frame data.
And he was just happening to carry some gold bars on him, so that was nice of him.
Yeah, the chainsaw guy was like 2-.
Okay. Yeah, when you first play this game, this sequence is incredibly tense.
Yeah,
That was
like,
a good shot on that weapon throw.
yeah, that was a very good shot. Yeah, I could see, like, younger me would not have lasted. Even if I wasn't immediately scared off, like, this sequence would have just been too intense for young me.
Probably the same for me too, because I think I would at least wanted to continue playing the game because I like a little bit more horror than Zach does, but even then I could see like depending how young I was, I probably would have just been like too intimidated by this and stopped.
Oh, here we go.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
Yes, I've been waiting for this line. And with that, the title card shows up.
I fucking love
Oh,
that
it
so
just
much.
says Resident Evil, but yeah.
Hunnigan, I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
Got it.
I guess they just must have satellite footage looking over the entire area because Leon, of course, works for the President of the United States.
Is he a bad enough dude to save the president's daughter?
I mean, in this case, yes, Leon is quite possibly the baddest dude ever.
I mean, look at his fucking jacket. It just screams bad.
Well, Alec, what is it like wearing something like Leon's jacket?
Well, I mean, if hypothetically, if I did actually have Leon's jacket, I would say I do feel pretty bad. I would feel pretty bad. I mean,
You would feel pretty bad in a jacket.
no, like bad, like a bad boy.
No,
That's what
I
mean.
know.
But that's only if I actually did own Leon's jacket.
Only.
Only.
Yeah, I can almost see what The Last of Us borrowed from this game, because it isn't just the over-the-shoulder view. Resident Evil 4 is a lot of, like, looking around the environment for a bit and scavenging supplies. Ah, chicken egg. Cool.
So this game's one of those reasons we have to scour the area looking for a whole bunch of crafting supplies. Damn you, Resident Evil 4!
Yep, it's totally this game's fault.
Well, this and, like, Minecraft and probably some other things that don't immediately come to mind.
I don't know why, but for some reason I thought Undertale.
Ah, yes, Undertale. It's known for its crafting. No,
Yeah.
Undertale started the whole... I don't know if it's anything anyone's noticed but me. But I don't like blaming something for being the reason why everybody does one thing. Like, it's sort of like when people blame Call of Duty for why there are so many first-person shooters. Like, it's not directly Call of Duty's fault, but it's just, like, people trying to ape it. But yeah, I feel like after Undertale, there was just so many indie RPGs that were just trying to be, like, as meta and as clever. And I'm not gonna, like, speak to how well they were done, because I haven't, like, really played them. I've only, like, heard of them or seen, like, some gameplay footage. But it always just makes me go, like, man, we've reached a point where playing something straight would be the real subversion.
Yeah, because everything nowadays just wants to go so meta.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 4 kind of does that, because the villains in this game love talking about American action movies and American action movie cliches. Oh boy. Let's knock his hat off. But that's because that's obviously what this game was heavily influenced by. Just usually Resident Evil isn't that on the nose with talking about that stuff in a meta way.
Which also kind of makes it hard to tell if RE4 was trying to take itself, like, kind of seriously, or if it was trying to, like, lean more towards, like, the jokiness of it.
I mean, I think it still is a pretty serious game in some respects, just because of the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
This creepy village. I mean, whenever I first played this game as a kid, I constantly felt tension in this environment. And the soundtrack is, of course, you know, part of the reason why. It's incredibly eerie.
Yeah, I'd say it's, like, very good, like, atmosphere music for the most part.
It's at times a little more subdued than how the score was in the old, Resident Evil games, but it still has some very memorable tracks, particularly when you're being pursued.
Yeah, and I was also thinking, too, like, the safe room. There's also the safe room, too, music. It's very iconic.
Come on. There we go.
No, he's supposed to do a flip on the way down. Damn it.
Yeah, Leon isn't as actiony and cool as I thought he was.
Well, the fanciness will continue to compound in the future games. Like in Resident Evil 6, they've put such a focus on melee, where every character does crazy, crazy melee moves in it. Sometimes you can just play the game just punching zombies and all the different types of creatures in the face, pretty much.
No, I don't think they put a heavy emphasis on melee. I think they put a heavy emphasis on being fucking stupid.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not to say this game isn't, but 6, for whatever reason, I mean, and maybe we could go into that. I mean, Alec and I have already done so much footage of playing Resident Evil 6, and I think many that have watched that will kind of get the point at this point. If you have not, the Resident Evil 6 playthrough is on the channel, and it's very much a good estimation or a good atmospheric piece of what it feels like to play Resident Evil 6, which is mostly misery due to a game that isn't necessarily unpolished, as it is full of poor design decisions.
I was gonna say too, if you actually want to see me get really angry at a game, watch the RE6 Let's Play.
Constant instant death and
there was a part too, like where we kept repeating this one moment, and I was just laughing my fucking ass off because I was just like, "Oh my god, fuck this game." And now Brandon has more health.
I know QTs.
I'm very proud that I actually did this on my first try when I first played this game.
I was kind of relieved that in the VR version, all you have to do is wag your hands during that sequence, and that's it.
So you don't have to like press like any other buttons. It's just like waggling your hands, and that's it.
No, they don't even throw a QTE in at the end.
Hmm.
You just waggle, and then Leon does the roll out of the way on his own. I mean, that's part of many reasons why the VR version of Resident Evil 4 kind of makes the game easier by having you just be a lot more movable and simplifying some things. There we go.
That's amazing.
Come on, we can do it.
I love the fact that you could shoot like weapons and like dynamite out of like people's hands and they just fucking explode.
I love it when I can get a shot while they're throwing the dynamite just so I can make them all explode.
Yes.
Come on. But yeah, this is going to be a tough shot through the window. Oh, almost got it. Come on.
Yeah, the aiming can be a little annoying because they were trying to add like a little bit of realism with it, like. 'Cause you don't hold a gun like fully steady, so sometimes you're a little shaky, but.
Yeah, fuck it. He'll hold it still.
Oh, shit.
There we go. Oh, that's right. There's that other guy over there.
Yeah, I thought there was another guy over there.
Oh,
oh no, bear trap.
I fell for the stupid bear trap.
Disappointed in you, Brandon. I expected perfect.
I was RE4 expert.
There we go.
I am expecting a zero death playthrough.
Man, I was expecting no hit.
Oh, God. All right, so after a nightmarish series of strange recording snafus and the game freaking out when my recorder suddenly stopped working, I'll probably maybe show a little bit of that here. Now we're finally back until whatever else this game decides to throw at me is. I thought we were playing Resident Evil 4, not Eternal Darkness. Stop fucking with my game. Well, the spiders don't give you anything anyway.
I think there might. I wonder if there is like a PC game out there that just does try to literally fuck with you like that.
That has to exist.
It probably does.
There is a game somewhere on the internet that every time you lose a life, it deletes one of your files at random.
Oh god.
And yeah, I think it is entirely possible for it to delete some like System 32 or whatever.
By the way, insanely anal Resident Evil 4 fans watching, yes, I did go back and get the necklace that you have to shoot the bar of wood to make sure it doesn't drop into the barrel full of crap. So, I did get that. I didn't skip it. I just did it off screen.
Right. Nah, I would say, because I fucking hate myself, because I know the first time I played this game, I think I fucked that up completely.
Well, it's not like you're gonna know in your first try.
No, yeah, but it's just looking at it again now, it's just like, oh, there's literally a piece of wood I could have just shot, and then I would have, like, you know what I mean?
Jeez, Alec, you could beat Melania, but you're just so bad at saving necklaces.
Yeah. I had to use a summon to beat Melania.
Honestly, Alec, the fact that you beat Melania at all.
I mean,
Alec,
yeah, but...
Are you saying you did not solo her?
God.
Yeah, I didn't. So
Are you admitting it on recording, Alec? How
yeah,
dare
I'm
you?
on recording. I used a summon like a bitch.
Okay, and now, yeah, we're just randomly talking about Elden Ring for no reason. So for those of you that haven't played it, I understand why you haven't played it, but it is fun.
It is fun.
It's a very good game, but also fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of fucking, hubba hubba.
I mean, Leon does have more sexual chemistry with this guy than he does with, like, Ashley or Huntington or pretty much anybody.
You know, most people keep skeletons in their closets. I've never seen someone actually keep a Spanish man in their closet.
Okay.
That must mean Leon has some seriously huge baggage, if that's the case.
Smoke.
Maybe that's the truth, right? Maybe Luis Serra is, like, representative of Leon's racism towards Spanish people that he dispenses by shooting all of them.
Oh, God.
Oh, by the way, it's the Big Cheese.
Oh, shit.
And I'm in the camp that thinks that this game is self-aware, but I can also see a strong case to be made that maybe it's just insane writing by people who didn't know this writing was insane.
Feeble human.
Maybe it sounds weird, but I like to just think it's just because Japanese people.
It's very possible. Though I've definitely seen
It kinda
plenty
makes me
of
think
other
of, like-
games where... Go ahead, Alec.
I was gonna say, it kind of like... I mean, I guess with Dead Rising, it's probably more obvious it's not taking itself as seriously, but... Eh.
I mean, that's also
I still
a
very
Capcom
much
game.
enjoy that game's story, though.
Yeah.
Though Dead Rising's not a game I'd want to replay over and over again
Hey, wake up.
because of its design. Even though, I mean, it is kind of designed that way to be played again and then again, but I would rather play something like this that isn't constantly putting me on a time limit.
But Dead Rising 2.
Now what brings a bloke like
See, Zach, that's the exception. Dead Rising 2 is the better game, and I know some people out there are going to
Name's Leon.
come after us
Came
for
here
that,
looking for this
but
girl.
it just fixes a lot of those issues, and I would happily play Red Dead Rising 2 again, if possible, with one of you guys.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll do,
Okay.
I never remember the name of it. The Dead Rising 2 remake with Frank. That's like the superior version.
Want to start explaining?
But see, like, I'm like the weird one here, and I actually do like Dead Rising 1 more than these guys do, but even then, I would even say that Dead Rising 2 is probably the one I would recommend more because it fixes a lot of the issues that the first game has.
Uh-oh.
And who might you be?
Me llamo Luis Serra. I used to be a cop in Madrid. But now I'm just a good-for-nothing guy who happens to be quite a ladies' man.
Why'd you quit?
Phew, policia. You put your life on the line. Nobody really appreciates you enough for it. Being a hero isn't what it's cracked up to be anymore.
Used to be a cop myself. Only for a day, though.
I thought I was bad.
Somehow I managed to get myself involved with the incident in Raccoon City on my first day in the force.
That is the incident with the viral outbreak, right? I think I might have seen a sample of the virus in a lab at the department.
And see, he just, like, drops that line, and it seems like a huge thing, but Leon just doesn't even bring it up again.
That is kind of strange now thinking about it, yeah. Woo!
The first of Leon's many impressive aerobatic tricks that he does in this game.
And they get a lot better later on.
It's Leon. Sorry I couldn't get in touch.
I want to
sooner.
see, I want to see a Resident Evil 4 mod, but you're playing as Gene the entire game. And instead of like shooting guys, you're just like playing God Hand, but through Resident Evil 4.
Ashley's in a church somewhere.
Oh my god, that would be spectacular.
Do you have a
Because honestly, I see a lot of connections between God Hand and Resident Evil 4. I mean, I'm pretty sure they both were directed by Shinji Mikami, so it makes sense.
That man's directed a lot of influential games, sometimes of varying quality, but always extremely interesting. For now, though, I think I'm going to leave it here. And I know a lot of you watching right now are probably like, oh man, here, he's about to meet the friend. Well, that's why we're going to save it for next time. So for now, I hope you'll join us for more Resident Evil 4.
Then you'll get Resident Evil more.
Zach, no.